what expectations do you have of yourself? Do you ever write a note to yourself that I'm going to make you so proud of me today? The things that I've had to say for a number of years. And I want you to understand that I'm not the smartest or the sharpest crayon in the box. But one thing that I'm gifted at is offering a unique perspective. The escape, you can't escape yourself. You recover and you're saying, I'm trying to find myself. You know what I mean? I'm trying to recover or become who I was prior to this addiction. Forget about it. You're never going to do it because that person doesn't exist any longer. Our challenge is that we have the capability of being anything and anyone we want to be, but we can't decide what that is. We have every waking moment filled with something. Think about it. Oftentimes we wait till we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Well, unintentionally, we plugged a lot. We plugged the skill set and what we're doing quite a bit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Just inadvertently, I
actually started this YouTube journey 10 weeks ago. And in that period, I met Anthony as well. And it clicked from the first moment.
This is kind of a mentoring process where you're mentoring me about your generation, and I'm mentoring you about mine.
Yes, Tony, are you ready? Or Anthony Chambers? What do you prefer?
I'm easy, man. I am easy. I've been called a lot worse, trust me.
Okay.
But I've been called some wonderful names as well. But I'm easy, man. Whatever's easy for an individual to communicate with me. As they say, I'm not set tripping.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. Welcome back to the second episode. I'm back again with Anthony. And today we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to focus a little bit more on reinventing yourself. And I'm going to be doing most of the questions and go a little bit deeper on who is Anthony Chambers and what is his story. How did he get to Thailand? But also, why did he make this change? Let's start. You ready?
Absolutely.
Okay, people think you retired, but I think you reinvented yourself. What's the difference?
Well, that's an interesting way of looking at it because I have reinvented myself. People tend to respond the way people look at them or respond the way people see them. Many people think in terms of their job as their identity or their profession being their identity. And the sum total of who we are is just a result of our past experiences, our upbringing, our traumas, and our belief systems, because that's what drives everything we do. Now, retirement is generally retiring from something, stop doing something. Reinventing yourself is saying, okay, you know what? I've been practicing for one way of being in life when there's so much more, and I decide that I am that more, and I want to experience more as opposed to just experiencing my history. That's reinventing. And each step that you take from today forward is a vote for who you're becoming.
Why are so many people afraid to change?
Well, just for that very same reason, largely belief systems. Our belief systems were given to us by our parents, our past experiences. But if you understand what a belief truly is, a belief is simply a thought that you've thought long enough to accept as your truth. And that becomes your belief. And then it boxes you in unless you try or attempt or learn something different. Most people are comfortable in the familiar, even though it's not sexy. You know what I'm saying? Even though they don't enjoy it because it's familiar. And so they stay stuck in that level of familiarity.
How do you know it's time to start a new chapter?
When you're bored with life, when you're bored of living your history every single day, where life becomes like Groundhog Day, where you're operating on autopilot. When you find yourself just reacting to the same situations the same way.
How do you like your new chapter here in Thailand?
Oh, Jesus, man. It's so sexy. Life is delicious for me. People ask you, how are you every single day? And people say, I'm okay. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. But I'm truly grateful. And because I look to experience something new every day, people celebrate their birthdays once a year. I celebrate my birthday every morning when I wake up. Because every morning I wake up, I got a new shot. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I can be and do anything that I want. It's completely up to me. So I do not allow others' thoughts of me to dictate who I am and who I'm becoming.
Do you is it that in Thailand that you feel you have more opportunity to be that positive, or have you always been this? Have you always had this in energy?
Well, I was exposed to a lot in my life experience. My dad was a minister. My dad was a consummate entrepreneur. So we've been in every business from chicken franchises to mortuaries. You know what I'm saying? So and just think, if I became every job I ever did, that became my identity. Mm. I experienced when I was coming up, man, I never will forget junior high school. I wanted just my one girlfriend. Mm. But suddenly I grew a fro and became Mr. Popular. Mm. And when I became Mr. Popular, then I started living up to the expectations of the people that thought I was popular. Mm. And then I had a reputation that I had not even, exercised. Yeah. But I began to live up.
You had a big afro?
Bro, yeah.
I had a big afro too, man.
Yeah, I bet.
like I think something like this, man.
Oh, I don't see mine wasn't that big, but it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was always flawless, So, but yeah, you start living up to the expectations of others. And we find ourselves, especially as men, doing that for our families, doing that, being the Superman of our households. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Until you run into the things of life that become your kryptonite and take you out the box. Mm. So it's important to be able to recover and reinvent who you are and says, this is the new me. This is how I'm rolling.
Can moving somewhere new actually change your life, or do you simply take yourself with you?
That's a great question. Actually, we do take ourselves everywhere we go. And when we're trying to escape something, we're taking us with us. But until you make a decision that if I want something different, I've got to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And your self-perception is everything. That's what gives us our limitations or our limitlessness. Mm.
What's one fear people should ignore?
I can't. Mm. The man who says he can and the man who says he can't, they're both correct. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So what are each of you speaking to your life? What are the repeat conversations or the repetitive habits of thought that continue to run through your consciousness? Mm. I've often heard that, we have 60,000 thoughts that run through our minds every single day. But the question is, how many of those thoughts are thoughts that we chose? Mm. Or just random thoughts that our brain is running through in order to find something to protect us from? Because that's our evolution, that the brain is trying to protect us. Mm. And we're at a stage, I believe, in my life where I don't need that protection anymore. I want to live. You know what I mean? So show me something fresh. Let me dial something new on the computer. Let me search the internet of life for something special.
Are most people living consciously or on autopilot?
Autopilot, bro.
You sometimes you use the I don't know if the word is correct, analysis or about a thermometer.
Yes.
Can you explain a little bit?
Well, my brother used this in a speech, and it made so much sense to me. And then as I studied further and began to coach people and have conversations, the statement has evolved. The idea is, I would say that there are two types of people in the world. There are thermostats and thermometers. But I changed that because we're all thermostats, but some of us have forgotten that. So we impersonate thermometers, meaning that we fluctuate with the environment. When it gets hot, we go up. When it gets cold, it goes down. But as a thermostat, we regulate it. When it gets too hot, we turn on the cool. It gets too cool, we turn the cool off. So it's about regulating our mental climate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm running at a cool 73 on the continuum. You know what I'm saying?
Do people confuse comfort with happiness?
Yes, beyond a reason.
What's one belief that changed your life forever?
Understanding that there's nothing out there that's going to help me. What's going to help me grow and become more is already within me. It's about me tapping into that source and tapping into that infinite intelligence that's animating each of us, that is experiencing life through us. You know what I mean? But we're often believing in something outside ourselves. And Neil Donald Walsh used the term, if you don't go within, you'll go without. And that's in more ways than one.
Who was Anthony 20 years ago?
I was a maniac 20 years ago. Just a young cat, man. But even 20 years ago, I was working with kids. You know, I was trying to help young people get through the addiction of their parents, overcoming the crack epidemic in California. You know, many kids were being raised by aunts, uncles, older siblings in the judicial system. And the area of town that I lived in had 4 prisons. And so people moved to be close to their parents that were in the prisons in that area. And I started a youth program to work with young people and to help them become self-sufficient by the time they left high school so they could be self-supporting.
Why do people hold onto identities that no longer serve them?
Well, again, living up to the expectations of others, that'll kill anyone. And that poses stress. But more importantly is that we discover who we are. You know what I mean? Self-perception is everything. You know, we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. And so our state of mind is our reality. So I don't care what the situation is during the day, whatever you're going through in the run of a day, check your state of mind because that is determining how you see that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can shift that at any given time. That's completely, as we say in Thailand, up to you.
How do you stop caring what everyone thinks?
You know what? Self-love. You know, we talk about self-esteem. Well, in order to have self-esteem, you have to do esteemable things that make you feel better. Not about what other people think, but what makes you feel like you're a better person. You see, there is an inner being. You know, let me give it to you this way. We have this brain, and then we have this brain. And when I say this brain, I'm talking about our solar plexus. This is what psychologists call our third brain, you dig? But it speaks to us in real time. You know, I tell my clients, you know, like to put your pinky in your belly button and hold your thumb upward. What you're holding here is the core of your being. If you're working out, they say strengthen your core. But right here, it tells you when you're right or wrong. You, no one has to tell you, you know, because you feel it right here. This is your inner being. And it's speaking to you in real time. By the time you process it up here, it's already past tense.
It's similar to the drive from here, where I trap sit right now. And I live in Naklua, so it's a good 20 minutes drive, but you have to drive a little bit fast. And these are how you talk about your core is that when you're on Sukhumvit and you're driving 100 km.
Oh, bro. Jeez.
Yeah. You know, if some little thing goes wrong, you feel it. You don't feel it here. You feel a spike in your.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a for me, that was the example of you feel things in your core when things are
Yes.
wrong.
Yes.
People-
And you feel when it's right.
Yeah.
You know, when you train it or you grow accustomed to it. Man, I tell this story to my clients, like when I was a kid, first time I stole something. You know what I mean? I was a little man. I was in a store and I was trying to steal. I was in Alaska and I'm trying to steal a snowball cupcake, right?
Okay.
You know, that's the cupcake that has white or strawberry coconut all over the top. Looks like a snowball.
Yeah.
And the first time I stole, man, my hand shook so much. I made so much noise. The shopkeeper saw me.
Yeah.
But he let me get away with it.
Oh.
Now, after a while, it got so easy, man, I could slide it, put it in my pocket. He waited till I ran up a bill of $300 and then he stopped me and called my dad.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? But by that time, my inner being wasn't speaking anymore because I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So it became easy. And that's what we do in life. We go against our inner being until it becomes natural and we live in that space outside of who we truly are.
And do you think that the difference between, because my thoughts were bringing me somewhere like the difference between living in the West and living in Thailand and having that gut feeling. I think this because it that spikes happens a couple times a day. That's not good for your health as well, right? And I think like meaning like for instance you think you're about to have an accident, you feel that in your stomach, you know, that spike. And I think that's, at least for me, if you're already driving around in Holland and you see a cop, that's already the spike.
Ah, okay.
Meaning that you have more triggers in the West than I would, at least I would have more triggers in the West than I would have in Thailand.
Well, I guess because I've been practicing for a long time, I noticed the difference. There's a difference between fear and excitement. It's a very, very thin line. It's just a slight tweak in your thinking, whether you allow it to be positive or negative. It's just a slight tweak. But the emotion is virtually the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you're having that spike, as you say, what is the thought that's happening at that time that's driving it? You understand what I'm saying?
No, definitely. I think it's something that also has to do with your beliefs. What you said is like what you keep telling yourself, that one bad situation happens and then every time something similar is about to happen or you think it's about to happen, it's the same feeling.
You attribute
that
it
comes
to that.
up. Yeah.
Okay, so that's fear.
Yeah.
That's a fear. I talked to a young lady, for example. You know, she sees this guy and she said, "Ooh, he's so fine." But when she talks to him, she knows she got that feeling, say, "Baby, he ain't the one." You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But she said, "Oh, but he's so fine." You know what I mean? And she does him anyway.
Yeah.
And then it turns out disastrous 8 out of 10 times because she got the warning, but she ignored it. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just sharing with people, you know, we're here in a space where we can be sensitive to those emotions. Like in the West, in other places, we have so many distractions. There are so many things vying for your attention, so many threats, you know, whether it's political, whether it's environmental, whatever the case may be, that we become numb. You understand? And so we are being moved by all the external effluvia versus the idea of being aware, consciously aware, and saying, you know what is this I'm feeling? I mean, just to stop and breathe for a second and ask yourself, what is this I'm feeling? Otherwise, we're just acting like animals, man. I think
it's similar with what you said, because again, if you're, as an example for you, if you're in the US, a lot of people in the US, they follow politics. Why? It doesn't change their life at all. It only contributes to more stress and overthinking. And what if this happens? What if that happens? 99%, it doesn't really affect your life, your own personal life. But the thing is, especially at a retirement age, it's better to have less distractions, like what you said. And I think following politics is a big distraction as well.
The human mind has an addiction to knowing. It has an addiction to certainty. We want to know what the next outcome is going to be. So we're listening, we're looking for it, and we're processing and we're anticipating, and we're living in the future as opposed to being in the present moment. Here in our current geographical location, we can be present. Like right now, I'm not thinking about what I got to do when I leave here. I am firmly here with you right now.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, we do mind travel the moment we sit up in the bed in the morning. You know, our mind goes over what happened yesterday, what are my plans for today, and then comes back here for the moment just briefly. You know what I'm saying? And then we're on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But it's about being present.
What's one limiting belief almost everyone has?
One limiting belief that everyone has. That's a great question. I really don't know. Other than the fact that there is, I think, a consistent fear of not having or not being enough.
How do you believe everyone has a purpose?
I do. I think it was, can't remember the gentleman's name. He's a great speaker. He was married to Gladys Knight. Great speaker. I can't think of his name at the moment, but he says one of the most important days in your life, two most important days in your life. Number one is your birthday. Number two is the day you find purpose. So I believe, yes, we all have purpose. It is up to each of us to discover what that purpose is. And that, you know, that takes some quiet self-study, you know, I mean, paying attention to yourself. I mean, self-reflection is huge, you know. And another thing is that they say that the quality of life that we live is based on the quality of questions that we ask ourselves. But if we ask ourselves nothing, what do we get? But what do? We ask others. We ask the preacher. We ask the pastor. We ask mom, dad, sisters, brother, best friends.
Neighbor.
They're on the same journey as you. You know what I'm saying? Now, they can offer some guidance, but I think the most important guidance is to not give you advice, but to ask you the questions for you to have your own aha moment.
What gets you excited to wake up now?
Oh, bro. I'm excited to wake up every morning, but I think the joy of not having to report anywhere or to anyone, that's key. But the thrill of not knowing what my day entails, you understand? Because it can be anything that I want. I can get up and on my way to having a cup of coffee, I could meet someone and the day take a different path completely.
Remember yesterday with the caramel
oh,
cappuccino?
Jesus, that was special. That was sexy.
Those are the little moments in a day. You know, you only need to be. If somebody would ask me what is happiness for me, and if I combine it to now that I'm back in Thailand, it's the small moments.
Yes,
it's the small moments. Again, driving on the bike, having that nice cappuccino, having a good conversation.
Man, sitting down, you and I having a cup of coffee and a lovely, deliciously stunning woman walks by and says, "Sawadee ka." You know what I mean? But not only once, 10 times in an hour setting.
Yeah.
That's sexy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just gracious people. Wherever you go, people are gracious and there's nothing better. You know?
Is Thailand safe? Let's go back a little bit about Thailand, because even yesterday, like little things that would not even come up in my mind if I'm walking around in Amsterdam, for instance, at night. I remember even 15 years ago when the rules were not so high about drinking and driving. Meanwhile, I was in my 20s, so you know, you're a little bit more reckless.
Yeah.
But I remember just driving around in Bangkok and then going into a small street, not knowing where I'm at, and I just drive in deep, and I see it's a one. It's how you say that? It's it stops. The street stops,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And you see, like I remember a couple older Thai guys without a t-shirt, just repairing a motorcycle or something. One was had a had tooth missing and looked really grimy, but
Right.
it wouldn't even come up in my mind like, am I in a
Are you
dangerous
in danger?
situation right now?
Right.
I still look at them as like, hey, I'm trying to find Sukhumvit. And then, oh, it's just Sukhumvit. Oh, Sukhumvit. And then they say, okay, go this way. But the safety here, how has that experience for you been for you for the past 4 years?
You know, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've never met a stranger anyway. You know, my dad always taught me anyone within arm's distance, you know, you speak to.
Mm-hmm.
So not all the young guys are as friendly as the older gentlemen. The more mature Thai man is much more gracious in terms of speaking and what have you. Thai younger men off and on. But most cases, they sense your energy. And I always greet this way in a bow or greet this way in a bow with a smile. And sometimes they won't say anything to me, but that's okay. You know what I mean? He's got that prerogative because there's some other folks in the States, you can be on the elevator with them and say hello and they won't talk to you. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of safety.
I have that here with Russians. If I step into the elevator, they don't say nothing. They don't look at you.
It's because they don't understand. Yeah. But I give them a thumbs up like that. I'm like, good.
But when you say hi, they say hi back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But when I say good, they all know good. You know what I mean? So they respond to that.
But even going back to how the Thai people greet, it's so gracious.
Yes.
Towards each other. You know.
Yes.
I
enjoy that.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that immensely.
You often say alcohol wasn't the problem. What do you mean? If we're talking about going back to the sobriety part.
Well, the drug of choice, whether it's alcohol, cocaine, heroin, whatever it is, that isn't the problem. The problem is self-perception. The self-perception is what drove the behavior or the idea to use or keep using. But once that is reevaluated, once that is recreated, you stand a greater chance of recovery.
What are people really trying to escape? And can you give a little bit of background on what kind of people did you guide in your life, or did you coach, and what were they trying to escape, or at least what kind of feeling?
You know, something that I discovered in the population that I serviced, they all had something very special in common, and that was empathy. They sensed things very, very deeply. They felt deeper than most others. And so they kind of felt, to some degree, out of place because of that empathy for world conditions, family conditions, whatever the case may be. I found that to be a common factor. And because we tend to feel, we want to do something, we want to help, but oftentimes you get used by trying to be of assistance to someone else. But the escape, you can't escape yourself. And the issue becomes, who am I? Most people after recovery, they get to a point they're trying to, you know, you got 90 days. After 90 days, if you survive clean, after 90 days, you stand a grand chance of overcoming the addiction for then on out. I mean, you're always going to have the hankering to some degree, but you become a stronger person. You become more. Here's the thing. You know, when we are trying to recapture something, okay, you recover and you're saying, I'm trying to find myself. You know what I mean? I'm trying to recover or become who I was prior to this addiction. forget about it. You're never going to do it because that person doesn't exist any longer. You have grown. You have come through something. You're a new being. You need to discover who that is. Not only discover who that is, recreate that individual because you have the power to make that shift. You know, a mango tree can only produce a mango, and the mango can only be a mango.
Yeah.
Our challenge is that we have the capability of being anything and anyone we want to be, but we can't decide what that is.
No, but that's really true. Like you can keep reinventing yourself. Like I think
absolutely,
if you would ask me 10 years ago what I wanted out of life, it would be a different answer than I would answer today. So I think people keep reinventing themselves, and I think especially for people that are watching our content and are thinking about making the move, I think the first thing is to book a ticket and come here for a month and actually experience it for yourself. Because a lot of people are watching from afar and they know they don't want to be in the position that they are in today.
Yeah.
They're looking for a change. But come and experience this part of the world so you understand what we're actually talking about.
Expand your mind.
Yeah.
That's what the fuss is really about. To expand your mind, to, you know, when you have space, we have every waking moment filled with something. Think about it. When we wake up, you're thinking about what I need to do next. Not just settling in the moment. Breathing and saying, wow, I'm breathing. When there's no more air, you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We're back.
Good deal.
What happened?
Power outage.
Power outage.
Yeah.
Happens often, I think, in Thailand, huh?
I think it happens to all of us. Check this out, though.
Yeah.
Whenever you unplug something, plug it back in, it usually works better.
Okay.
so let's expect that. That includes us.
Yeah. I
So,
think, well, at least we got into the rhythm. So,
yeah.
you know, we're back again. How do you know when it's time to change your life?
You know, oftentimes we wait till we're sick and tired of being sick and tired to make change. Oftentimes we won't change until something becomes totally unbearable. We keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And they call that the definition of insanity. So if you want something different, you have to do something different. And that doing something different begins with you. And as opposed to living to the expectations of others. What expectations do you have of yourself? You know, do you ever write a note to yourself that I'm going to make you so proud of me today? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Self-talk is amazing.
It is.
I mean, Muhammad Ali was a perfect example of it. He says, I am the greatest.
Yeah.
And he repeated that affirmation to himself until he actually became the greatest. You understand what I'm saying? So what is our self-talk? Is it I'm not enough? I'm not good enough? I'm not handsome enough? I'm not smart enough? What are you? You're special. You're unique. You're as unique as every snowflake that falls from the sky. But you have to discover your uniqueness. You choose what that is. Quit doing what other people expect of you and do you, boo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what the fuss is about.
In the little break that we had, we're talking about hairstyles.
Yeah.
Hey, you changed your hairstyle as well, right? How long have you had these dreads?
It's been a few months now. I started off with just the little brush and the twisties, and it grew, and I started combing it to the side because that's how I wore my hair as a kid.
Okay.
You know, I had a little part and combed it to the side, had waves. I thought made the little girl seasick.
Yeah.
But so I'm kind of, I've always wanted to do dreads, but being in the corporate world and education and those kinds of roles, it wasn't popular to be ethnic. So I'm here. I have that freedom. And when I did it, of course, my kids, Dad, what are you doing to your hair? Dad, what's going on? I'm like, look, guys, I've been doing me for 71 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And trust me, I'm pretty good at it by now. I got this.
Yeah.
And people think your hairdo is who you are. Again, people's design of you. What is your design? I'm wearing my design. I'm doing me. You know what I'm saying? And it's working for me, I think.
It definitely is. It definitely is.
It's my particular flavor. I'm not running around looking like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm uniquely me.
Yeah.
As we all are, as we were all designed to be.
Do you think moving to Thailand can actually change someone's life?
Oh, no question. Absolutely, man. I think about couples, married couples. Oftentimes, fellas come here independently. Ladies come here independently. Sometimes they find each other, other times they don't. But if you have a partner and your relationship is solid, you could come to Thailand and live like kings and queens. You can live the retirement life that you always dreamt of because the affordability and the experience of doing that with your best friend. That's sexy, man. You know what I mean? As opposed to the hit and miss that you may do in the search for that special one in Thailand. God bless you on that one. But it's really about doing you. Wherever you go, do you.
Who do you think thrives here then? And I think that you already answered that. Do you think couples thrive more than in solo individual that comes here?
I think so.
Or could both of them thrive in their own way?
I think they both can thrive in their own way. But, whoever you are, it's going to come out here. You understand what I'm saying? See, the magic here is availability, accessibility. There's nothing holding you back from anything but you.
Yeah.
So your personal discipline is what's going to be the difference in how you live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you've been the places that I've been through, the things I've been through, the places I've been, you either lose your mind or you gain some sensibility. I'm fortunate because, I lived a pretty carefree life most of my life up until I became a parent, and fatherhood and marriage and all that kind of thing. You square up and you do what you got to do. But now that part of life is over for me because my children are all grown. And so at some point we have to live, so what is life after parenting? What is life after fatherhood? Well, fatherhood never ends, of course, because you have ongoing relationships with your children or not, just depends. But most importantly is that you have to learn to be true to you, And I think the biggest discovery, when I got ready to move, man, from California to Florida, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was 58 years old. I'm like, what's next? And again, reinventing yourself.
Yeah.
I called a life coach.
Okay.
I called a cat named Bob Proctor. Most brilliant man on the planet as far as I'm concerned. He passed away a few years ago from Canada. But I called Bob. I spent $300 to chat with him for 3 sessions, $100 a session.
Yeah.
He still owes me 2.
Okay.
Because I got it after the first meeting.
Oh.
The first meeting, we had a come to Jesus moment, man. I'm like, okay, I got this. And so I reinvented my world, reinvented my life, moved to Florida, changed the dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was amazing experience. And I came here and I visited for 10 days and I'm like, I can do this. You know what I mean? And I came over here, knew me again. You know what I'm saying? So you can decide to be brand new every day. Some people may not like it. Oh, he think he brand new. No, you think I'm brand new, but I'm doing me.
When someone books a call with you, what are they usually struggling with?
It could be a number of things. Most importantly, though, is their thought process, their habitual pattern of thought. Being reactionary to everything that comes your way. Every experience that happens in your life, your brain goes into protective mode. You start thinking way down in the future, trying to stop or handle any potential problem that could occur. And that fear driving your life, it's a disaster waiting to happen. So learning to calm down for a second, to give yourself that space. That's what I was talking about before we had the power outage. Learning to create space in your life. Everything is usually filled in with something. If you have a free moment, you're going to cut on YouTube, or you're going to scroll through something, or you're going to pick up the phone, you're going to text somebody. You're filling every moment of your life with something. Well, where's the space for spirit to speak to you? Where's the space for infinite intelligence to tap into your being? We are living in an ocean of motion, as I've said before. And between us right now, people think it's just open space, but this is energy, bro. We are submerged in energy like a fish is in water. And we have the power. Actually, this energy is responding to us. It's responding to the way we feel. It's responding to our thought process. I have this saying I always say, when you think, you feel. When you feel, you vibrate. When you vibrate, you attract. You mirror, you bring that into your experience. So it's about understanding your power as a human being, that you are attracting and manipulating this energy, whether you realize it or not. So you can learn to do it intentionally, or you can learn to stay on autopilot and keep on or continuing to create havoc in your life experience.
Definitely. Then it's also very important then who you have around you.
Hang with lames, you learn to limp. That's what my daddy used to say.
Yeah. So a change of environment it can help with that as well.
Absolutely. Because, see, again, if we are driven by how others think of us, you come to a different environment, they're looking at you differently. You understand what I'm saying? Well, okay, so do you adjust to who they think you are? Or do you prove to them that you're not who they think you are? Or do you just make a decision that this is who I'm going to be today?
That's something that popped in my head was a lot of young Moroccans in Holland have this issue too. Like the most Dutch from mostly white people, how they portray Moroccan, especially a young guy, is like either criminal
a threat,
or a threat. So similar to what, at least what you see online on Afro Americans and how they experience walking into a grocery store and that people are eyeing them. Is this person going to steal something? Or they have that same struggle in Holland. The Moroccans have that same struggle there as well.
I bet.
So when I talk to people and they have this negative
connotation or
about them, I'm like, but that's the problem, because that's how people portray them. So that's what happens. Because it's similar to if they are driving in a car and the police drive next to them, they will look inside too. They will pull them over. Why now? And even in one of the main cities in Rotterdam, they have this new law that they can pull over people in nice cars. And then you have to show, how did you buy that car?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And another law in the same city is that they can pull you over, or even on walking on the street, and you have a Rolex on. If you cannot show the receipt and how you got the money to buy that watch, they can take it from you.
Oh, that's Gestapoism, man.
It's crazy. But again, it's the perception that people have around you also creates your reality.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a place I won't be visiting.
No, definitely. But that's, again, so change of environment for a lot of people, it means a lot of things, and can really change. Even if you're trying to get out of your own mind, it's good to be in a new environment.
environment can help beyond a reasonable doubt. I mean, the beauty here is that there are type people darker than me. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
You know, we are all people of color here.
Yeah.
You know? But I think life happens from the inside out, not from the outside in. And I think the struggle for most people in the West, they're living from the outside in. They're letting all the external effluvia affect the internal, as opposed to realizing that as thermostats, based on how we feel, how we handle life, it will mirror us, because that's what the universe does. That's just universal law.
Have you ever had someone completely change direction after one conversation?
Yeah, oftentimes, simply because I ask a person in the beginning of a conversation, first of all, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest vibe, 10 being the highest vibe, how do you feel in this moment? And so they will tell me anywhere between a 1 and a 3. This happened last night, in fact. And then at the end of our conversation, I do the same assessment. And if they have jumped to an 8 or to a 9, you know, their energetic vibration is completely different. In that moment, even starting a session, my first question is going to be, what's good? Not what's wrong, not what's happening in your life, but what's good? The brain immediately has to search for a response. Well, what is good? You know what I mean? And so what in a coaching session, it's like, what's your win for the week? Before we get into a conversation, what's the win? And let's start our conversation on that vibe. Because again, your state of mind is your reality at any given moment. So if we can shift your state of mind, everything looks different. It removes the emotional charge out of the current experience.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of people watching are considering Thailand. What's the biggest mistake they make before moving?
Probably solidifying their source of income. I would imagine that's the biggest challenge. But once you have that in play, you know, we're able to provide the assistance and share with them the network that can assist them in making a smooth transition.
If someone is unsure whether Thailand is the right fit for them, should they first visit or talk to someone who's already done it?
Well, of course, I think finding a trustworthy source of information is key. Not any of us have every answer for everything. But as I've always told my kids, knowing people is your greatest asset in life. And we've been here long enough to have made some real positive connections. And I think it can help people navigate their experience.
What questions should someone ask before making such a big life decision?
Well, do you think it's really a big life decision? Because if it's big to you, then it's big. You know what I'm saying? If you think it's big, it's big.
Yeah.
People say that to me all the time. Man, that was a big move. No, it was just a move. It's big to you because you made it big in your mind. To me, it was easy peasy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
But I think it's also because you lived in Alaska, right?
Yeah, but that was as a kid.
Yeah, but at least you changed environments a couple times in your life.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I mean, I moved from the West Coast to the East Coast.
Yeah.
You know, I considered going to Jamaica.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because my wife was from Jamaica.
Okay.
So I wanted to go to Jamaica and look at it. But, you know, Jamaica's beautiful, but it's not one of the safest places in the world to live and walk the streets and hang out. You know what I mean? It's just not. It just isn't, you know?
But for me, the first time I moved, I was 23.
Okay.
At least the first time I moved to Thailand, because the first time I left Holland, I was 15. Moved to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where my dad is from.
Okay.
Stayed there for about 2 years. So I went to school there, all boys school. So
Okay.
totally different transition of
Sure.
being in Holland. And after I got back in Holland, my sister ended up moving to New York. So I also been in New York for
Wow.
about 9 months.
Okay.
Also experienced that. So the first time I decided for myself that I wanted to move, I was 23. But because I already had that experience of living in the Caribbean, living in New York, I wasn't scared.
Right.
Because I didn't have a plan when the first time I moved to Thailand. I just had, I was doing club promotion.
My God.
And I said, I'll save up for like 3 to 4 months. I do not care how much I save up or how little I save up, but I'm buying a one-way ticket and I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And I think the first month I stayed in a condo, not even condo, a studio for 3,000 baht a month.
Wow, that's sexy.
Because I met a friend there who was already also moved back in the same couple of months that I came here, and he sent me just an address like, come here, it's cheap, you'll figure it out.
Right.
And I came there like late at night, 2:00. I was like, man, where am I? Like,
place still alive, right?
This looks ghetto as like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can stay here for that long. But anyways, I go up to the counter and I said, how much for 30 days? And it said 3,500 baht. I'm like, oh my God. I'm wondering if I have air conditioning in this room,
right,
you know?
right.
But anyways, I had air conditioning and I decided to say, okay, I'll stay here for a month and I'll look around, find something different. But again, without a plan, and I still managed to live here for at least 2 years, from 23 to 25, before I went back to Holland. So not always you need a plan because you need to experience this first.
Well, if you have the courage to do that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, again, people's lives are fear driven, man. You know what I mean? And, you know, sometimes you just got to say, you know, and go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's always been my philosophy. So people say, man, that was really a big move. But then once they see that I'm here, man, numerous folks have shown up here.
Yeah.
I had a gentleman that I used to work with in treatment program. In fact, he hired me in the treatment center in Florida. He saw me online, hit me up, came here, spent a month. When we met, he was 76. He's here now at 89.
89.
Yeah. And he lived in Pratamnak. I had him near me. But after a year in Pratamnak, he says, man, this is a little much for me. He says, I'm looking for another kind of energy. So he lives in Hua Hin now. Yeah. A lot of families moved to Hua Hin.
Yeah, I know. Mostly what I see in, because the houses are very affordable there.
Yeah, beautiful homes.
Beautiful houses. Like you could find something for 1,100 US and you have a 3-bedroom and 3-bedroom villa, fully furnished with a pool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But if someone could avoid 6 months of mistakes with one conversation, would you recommend they have that conversation?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Without question.
What's the biggest regret you've heard from people in their 60s and 70s?
Here?
In general.
I wish I had been, they say, I wish I had been more sane, number one. But largely is that they are tired of life. You know what I'm saying? They're sick and tired again of being sick and tired. Staying in relationships, staying in environments where they're struggling financially. And if you've got to worry about your existence every single day of your life, that becomes not only your disposition, it becomes your mood, and it becomes your personality. And then it becomes who you are, is the struggle. And I warn anyone against that anywhere. but there's less chance of that in this environment.
What's more dangerous, making the wrong decision or making no decision?
I believe making no decision, because a wrong decision can be corrected.
How many people settle for good enough?
Wow, what is that?
What is that? I think
what is good enough?
Yeah, good enough. Good enough for a lot of people. I think it's a different. Would be a different answer, but good enough is getting by. I think.
You know, there is life and there is living. You know, I'm about not so much quantity of life. I'm about quality of life. And if I manage the quality of life, the quantity is inevitable. You understand what I'm saying? Because the poor quality of life is the stressor that takes you out anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I want to live my life in such a way that I live it so deliciously, that I live it so well, that when I sit back and I remember, it's just as sexy as the actual event itself. You know?
If you would have retired in LA, right? Or you will be back in LA, how much money would you need monthly just to get by?
In LA?
LA or California?
Jeez. Well, LA, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have at least $5,000 a month. At least. I mean, you know, I haven't lived in an apartment in the States for so long. I've always had a home. And when I think about the average, depending on when you bought the home, but the average cost of a home in LA is gonna be at least $2,000 a month. At least an apartment in LA is gonna run that.
Yeah.
Now you can move out of LA into the Inland Empire, you know, the valley areas, and maybe a little bit more affordable, but nothing like what we're dealing with here. You know what I'm saying? That's comparing apples to oranges.
What's your rent now?
My rent?
Yeah.
About $350 a month. $350 US a month.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying?
And what do you get for that?
I got like about 400 square feet, 1-bedroom apartment, you know, pool, sauna, fully furnished.
That's something that a lot of people don't even know. It's fully furnished.
Yeah,
like most of the
with dishes. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Like the only thing you need is your suitcase with clothes.
Yeah,
more you don't need, man. They come with everything.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's sexy as hell. I think after coming here, being here for a while, and then going and coming back, all I was doing was bringing me some more gear, you know, more clothes. But now I got to get new clothes made because, you know, I release so much stress, tension, and weight by eating healthier, eating cleaner. You know, you had lunch with me yesterday.
Yeah,
you know
man,
what I'm
amazing salmon.
Yeah.
Wow. Even the yogurt, everything, man, healthy.
Yeah.
Healthy.
But it's good eating. You know, it's flavorful. You know what I mean? And no pesticides and
let's say you're a retired person, right?
Yeah.
And you don't like to cook and you want to eat out every day. Is that even possible in LA?
Yeah, it is. You know, some folks you don't even use your kitchen.
No, I don't. I've been there now 7 months. I haven't used it once.
See?
Yeah. But is that possible in LA if you don't want to cook?
No, bro. No. I mean, if it's the two of us go for a meal in the States, it's not going to run you less than $75.
Yeah.
Here it might be 75 baht.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
But I see that it's similar to in Holland. You're programmed to cook because it's way too expensive to eat out every day. Eating out is a luxury for a lot of people. They will go to a restaurant maybe once a month. Some people maybe once every 3 months. It's like it's really a luxury.
It's an
spending.
option
Yeah.
here. It's an option of whether you want to do it every day or not. I prefer to cook, because I have my particular taste. But when I want something exotic or whatever, if I want something specifically Thai or specifically Philippine or specifically Russian, German, you got options, bro. And that's the magic of being in Thailand, as far as I'm concerned, is options.
Yeah, because a lot of people that haven't been to Thailand, and I talk to them, they think there's only Thai food. And I'm like, yo, this is like the Valhalla of kitchens in the world.
I mean, we can get soul food, we can get Jamaican food here in Thailand. You know what I'm saying? And good. Not talking about half stepping.
Yeah.
Talking about some serious eating. Yeah.
I still want to look up if they have Trini food, Trinidad.
Really?
Like, do you know doubles?
No.
Doubles is like a roti, a small one.
Okay.
And it has like it's amazing. It's amazing.
Really?
Like the rotis with the potato and then curry, chicken, stuff like that. But this is like a smaller one, and it has like can't find the word though. But man, doubles. I had that 2 years ago in Toronto. I think it was a Trini Jamaican spot.
Okay,
but that's amazing. But I'm 100% sure that somewhere in Bangkok you will even find something like that.
Oh, in Bangkok, no question.
Yeah,
no question. I mean, here, right around the corner from my crib, man, I can walk around to a Jamaican restaurant and have me some jerk chicken or some curry goat or oxtails of the bomb. Oxtails, really sexy.
Is it run by a Jamaican?
No.
Or is it a Thai person running?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, she was married to a Jamaican initially.
Okay.
But she can get down, though. She can burn.
What questions should people answer before buying a ticket?
Questions they should answer before buying a ticket. Questions they should answer before buying a ticket.
Could also be no questions there, because I think they should just first of all, like, don't overthink it.
Oh,
and they always say, next year. But once you say next year, you're not really redefining which year it is. When you keep saying the word next year,
all you have is now. In reality,
yeah,
it's all there ever will be is now. Now, and you don't have tomorrow. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is not promised to you. And that's how I look at it. All I have is now, and I'm going to make each now moment absolutely.
How can people get in contact with you? Because we created something yesterday.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be live this week.
That's amazing.
Lifeisdelicious.org.
Lifeisdelicious.org.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Lennox. That is going to be really, really special.
What can they expect to have a call with Anthony?
Oh, geez. We can talk about anything you want, from the mindset to move to making a decision to be your best self. You know what I mean? And knowing that it's not too late. And it's not too late to be your best self, because every day in every way, we should all be getting better and better. We only die once that I know about.
Yeah.
Okay. But we live every day.
Yeah.
So we should be getting better and better at living, would be my experience. And how do you get better at anything? You practice. And so that's what I made life for myself, is I have the practice of living deliciously. And I use the term deliciously often because it evokes a response in my being that salivating, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, but even if when I ask you how are you doing, and you say delicious, it triggers a different response in my brain as well, because you're so used to everybody saying I'm fine, I'm good, I'm okay. But the word delicious,
Yeah.
It broadens the perspective on how your day
Absolutely.
is going.
Yes. Yes. I mean, you're setting you're setting the thermostat on deliciousness. We're not gonna fall below that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The moment we start leaning in another direction, it's time to switch reels.
Okay, so if people want to get in contact with Anthony, there's a link in the bio. It's called lifeisdelicious.org. And for the first 10 people, it's going to be a free call. So make sure to check out all the information in the description so you can have your first conversation with Anthony and talk about anything. Talk about making this move or making any move in life. I think Anthony is open for the first couple of questions that they have. So post that in the comments. Make sure to follow Anthony in Asia. We just did a condo tour, so it's probably going to be up as well. Yeah, man. Thanks again for listening. If you have any more questions, remember, post a comment, like, subscribe to both of our channels.
Yeah.
And thanks again for making it all the way to the end. And well, we appreciate everybody watching. And
We want you to know that you are special, regardless of what anyone else has said about you, that you are a unique, absolute, magnificent being of light, here to light up your part of the world wherever you are. We're here to just remind you of that.
again, thanks for watching, Anthony.
Ciao for now. Well, unintentionally, we plugged a lot. You know, we plugged the skill set and what we're doing quite a bit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Just inadvertently, yeah.
Hey, I'm Lennox, and you've been watching Travel with Lennox. Make sure to check out Anthony in Asia as well. He's recurring guest, co-host, speaker in most of my content over the past couple of weeks. I actually started this YouTube journey 10 weeks ago. And in that period, I met Anthony as well. And it clicked from the first moment. He's enjoying his life deliciously in Thailand at the moment.
You know, I appreciate you doing that. This is kind of a mentoring process where you're mentoring me about your generation, and I'm mentoring you about mine. So the merge is really special within itself. But I think about, you know, the things that I've had to say for a number of years. And I want you to understand that I'm not the smartest or the sharpest crayon in the box. But one thing that I'm gifted at is offering a unique perspective, because I think outside the box. I don't, just like you do when you create, man. You're amazing.
Thanks.
When you do what you do. Well, when I'm processing, self-reflecting, I tap into something that is so special, man. And it's been able to help a lot of people throughout my years. And so being able to offer that to the masses, oh man, that is going to be so, I can't even find the verbiage to say how special that is, because there's a fine line in life between fear and an excitement. And the majority of folks on the planet are living in some form of fear.
Definitely.
So we just need to learn to tweak that fear into excitement, exuberance. You know, that I can't wait to get up and live in the morning. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to say another day, another dollar.
100%.
You know, living a life from a perspective of opportunity instead of obligation. You know what I mean?
I think another one of the reasons why we click a lot for how I perceive why we click is that I love motivating people too. I
Mm.
love teaching as well.
Yes.
My dad used to be a teacher, so I think I got it. It's
Got
probably
it
run in
honest.
my genes as well.
Yeah.
But I love teaching, but also especially motivating. Like even in the past 10 to 15 years, I've met uh, because of my music career, I've met artists from all over the world.
Yeah.
And smaller and bigger ones. And sometimes even I met them in the beginning of their career, and a year later, everybody knew
They blew up.
they blew up. But the artists that were already established, once I have conversations with them, I'm like, they don't even believe in the power that they already have.
Exactly.
It's like I'm motivating this person. I'm in their villa. They have multiple villas. They're multi-millionaires with their career, and I'm telling them like, you can be the superstar that you dream of. And they look in my eyes and they say, "Believe that? You really think that?" I'm like,
Like
"You're
you can't
already
see
halfway there. Like,
Right.
come on, man.
Right.
Like it's but what I found out with artists, and I think it happens with a lot of people, is that their ego is in the way, and I'm not needing in a negative way, but in a way that if you're already established as a musician, they think, I cannot ask this other person to also do a song with me. 9 out of 10 times it happens organically, or it's managers talking
Sure.
for them, right?
Sure.
But just going back to that, the power that they already have inside,
Yes.
it's beautiful to motivate these people and just tell them like, man, everything is possible, man. You're already halfway there. Or you're already there. It's just your mind blocking
Absolutely.
the opportunities that you have.
Absolutely. That whole idea of knowing and certainty blocks us from the possibilities that are available to us, because we get in the way of our own success unknowingly. But to take a step back and understand that all I have to do is get in the flow and let it happen, give the universe room to do what it does. Because I think oftentimes our input throws us off kilter. You know what I'm saying? Once we make a decision, take a step back and let it do what it do. Just keep getting better at what you do. You know what I'm saying? So when it shows up, you're ready.
Because I'm thinking of a friend of mine. He's also in his 40s. He's in Holland now, and I talk to him maybe every 2 weeks. A small conversation. I knew him from like 10 years ago, just high and by acquaintance. And I think like 3-4 months ago, I saw on Instagram that he was in Bangkok, and I was in Bangkok at that moment too.
Oh my.
So I texted him like, "Hey, what you doing here, man?" I said, "Oh, I just came from Dubai. I'm with a friend. This is my first time in Thailand, blah, blah." I said, "Okay, let's catch up and have a drink." And we actually didn't really know each other. We only met each other in clubs, and like he's a fellow DJ. And this guy that week convinced him like, maybe I should try Thailand too, you know? And now he just got an online job.
Okay.
He's making maybe like 2,000, something like that, 2,000 euros. But that doesn't take up his full time. So he has enough time left to do other things as well. So I spoke to him last week. I'm like, how much you making now? 2,000. Okay, that's an online job, right? You don't have to show up at an office. You can do that online in your own time. Yes. And buy a ticket and come tomorrow, because you'll find your way once you're here.
Absolutely.
You know, otherwise it's always in the future. You think like, oh, I need to have this before I can do that.
Oh. You know, my plan was to come here within a year, and I was here within 6 months. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. Let's do this. What am I waiting for? For what?
Yeah. And things will figure themselves out when you reach, because otherwise you don't even know the problems that you would have if you're not here. You don't know what to solve. Maybe there's nothing to solve. It's all in your mind.
Yeah, because we're creating the problem. 8 out of 10 times we're creating the
It's crazy,
problem.
man. Because even sometimes if I wake up, it's the first thing on my mind is worries.
Well, that's the brain doing what it does. Okay, we sleep at night. The body produces cortisol. Cortisol is the body's response system. Okay, trying to be sure to make you aware that, okay, it's time to drink water. You mean you've been dehydrating all night. You know, your body's been breaking down muscle and doing all the things that it does while you're asleep. But that awake response can cause panic, you know, heart beating fast. And that's why it's important. Well, for me, I breathe because I know it's the brain playing tricks on me. I know it's like an unruly child. And if I don't check it, it's just going to run rampant and drive me freaking nuts. So I breathe, man. And I breathe. And once you breathe, you calm down, you remove the emotional charge from your consciousness at the moment. And now you're open, you're receptive. I mean, it's like a radio station. What frequency are you tuned into? That's what we are. We are conduit. We are antennas. You know what I'm saying? But if our state of mind is anxiety, fear, worry, trouble, there is a problem, then we're looking at everything as a threat. But the moment we chill, take a step back, things look, suddenly I didn't notice that flower. I didn't notice. Oh my. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say every individual state of mind is their reality.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are just living on autopilot.
Yeah, man.
You know, every day, most people are living every day is the same day as yesterday.
Their life is a knee-jerk reaction. Their whole life is a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
That kind of tension, that kind of stress. But we live in it and have been doing it for so long, it's our norm.
Yeah, sometimes is also good just to turn off the TV.
Dude, like
it's
I say.
It's an overload of information now.
Yes.
And people are not tuned into how that actually works on your brain. Even like I like watching, if I would go to cinema, it's either action or it's comedy. I hardly go to horror or thriller movies.
Yeah.
My girlfriend likes it. So sometimes I tag along. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, why am I watching all this blood on the screen? And it's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're preparing your brain for a nightmare, you know?
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to, all this information and not healthy information unconsciously registers in your brain and it can come back at night.
Yeah. We have to learn to observe and not absorb. You know what I mean? It's just like your cell phone, you know, it does so many things. Used to just, when they first came out, we were happy to be able to walk around and talk.
Yeah.
But then they put email on it. Then they put walkie-talkies on it. Then they put text on it. And now you have apps where it does everything. Okay. But it will screw up. And once you unplug it, it resets and then everything functions better. It's the same thing with us. I think when we unplug from the madness that we're accustomed to dealing with every day, when we plug back in, I think we work better.
That's why even especially now with social media, you're scrolling like every 10 seconds, 5 seconds. They say it's even 3 seconds. Most people already say, okay, I don't want to watch this. And 2 hours go by like nothing. Just scrolling. Similar to what you said about you have the 60,000 thoughts going through your head. This is what you're doing on your phone now. And you don't even know what you want to watch. So you just keep scrolling until something catches your mind.
Right.
But that content is only 15 seconds. So it actually does nothing for you. You're just in this loop.
It's clogging up space. It's taking up space where you have music. Music, if it was not for the spaces and the pauses, it would just be one long noise. It's the pauses that allows it to be music. know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with our attunement with the universe or with ourselves, is to have space to do that without bombarding it with something.
I think this was a nice extra little conversation.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see if they're ready.
Yeah.
And thanks again, man.
Oh, my delight, brother. My pleasure. Yeah.
Kopong hap.
Yes.
No, she don't wait for nobody.
Well, unintentionally, we plugged a lot. You know, we plugged the skill set and what we're doing quite a bit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Just inadvertently, just yeah.
Line, she breezed right through. New time zone, same bold view. She ain't lost, she fine in life. Culture deep, her soul in flight. She post a pic, them start to scroll. Glow so real, it touch her soul. No man build her, she self-made. Jada shine like summer parade. One heart, one world. She carry the flag of every girl who dare to move, who dare to roam. Jada show them world is home. No, she don't wait for nobody. Book that flight, she go steady. Every stop, she bring the vibe. Camera out, she coming along. She don't fear plane, Jada fly again. Border to border, always bring flame. Fearless queen, yeah, we call her name. Jada, global gal fame. Jada, don't fear plane. Jet life, island life, global life.